on here. Okay. Welcome to this wonderful webinar, seminars, masterclass, whatever you want to call this section. And I say wonderful time today is going to be great because we're going to learn a lot, especially on still the same topic of forgiveness. Because if you can forgive yourself, if you can forgive others, and you can receive forgiveness, then you will be happy and be healthy. So that is why it is very important that we continue with our topic of happiness. Yesterday, we taught, we shared, and we also learned on why it's so important that we have the mindset to forgive. And I want to believe that majority that turned in yesterday got all the messages. But if you missed out from yesterday's seminar, please join the IIU Facebook platform or YouTube or Y.Y.C.I.TV and make yourself available to learn from what we've done yesterday. Today is just the part 2 or the continuation of what we started yesterday. So you are all welcome to this platform. Now, permit me to share my... Okay, here we go. I believe you can hear me. I'm audible. I believe the sound is clear so that we can patiently, relaxedly learn from us today. Become life learner. And I want to believe that that is why we are all here today, because we want to keep learning. Learning is living and it's a lifelong. So the more you learn, the more safer you will be and happy in your life. So mindset for relationship is what we've started for a couple of months ago. And we continue to dig out some of the most important core issues so that we can learn and gain more knowledge and get better in our understanding and be able to transform our relationship. And we are talking about the mindset to forgive yesterday. And today is about forgiveness and happiness. If in case I didn't finish up all this within in an hour, please visit Yes You Can Y.Y.C.I.TV YouTube channel, and you'll be able to learn more on this topic, especially on happiness, because I'm not too sure we can go through that today. Let me show my gratitude for this golden opportunity given to me to share my inspirational nugget of wisdom, to teach, to train, to speak, and to mentor on mindset for relationship. And I look forward again to come back next time and continue where I stop. Thank you so much, Sir Piyush Pandit, the founder and president of International Intensive University, the co-founders and the vice chancellor, the trustees, and all the board members, ambassadors, distinguished administrators, and the general secretary. I also want to express my gratitude to all our participants who have been waiting patiently to want to listen and also to learn and to share their own thoughts as well, and to also share their questions that is bothering their mindset. I'm working and speaking and mentoring on this unique platform of IIU. International Intensive University is a leading virtual education system and global brand confederation, which is the most valuable and trusted worldwide and well reputed in delivering innovative programs. Globally, it is a trusted name for quality training program and is committed to providing better and virtual quality education to all the young learners of the globe, including myself. In a short span of time, IIU have spread its wings in 195 countries and 6 continents, including Africa, under the strong leadership of its visionary founder, Sir Piers Pandit, a committed and inspiring social activist, a compassionate educationist from the last 2 decades, providing education to students from various social and cultural backgrounds. And as you can see, I'm also one of the beneficiary of this organization. I've been certified as the mentor and career counselor and also the trainer of IIU. And also, I've been honored as the professor and the counselor of IIU. So that is why I'm grateful for the privilege given to me to share this morning. I also want to thank Dr. Inga for joining me today. Thank you so much. These are all the books I've written, and some of them I've written and co-authored with others, and some of my members and leaders of Y.Y.C.I International. We've all also written many books. So avail yourself with any of it on www.amazon.com, www.amazon.co.uk, YesYouCanInternational.com, YesYouCanInternational by Elizabeth.com, elizabethcreations.uk, and you can visit us as well to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and also Y.Y.C.I.TV YouTube channel. Okay, the reason why I'm showing you this book especially is because majority of what I will be saying or sharing with you today and I've shared yesterday is actually from this book of The Love We Lost, How to Reconnect and Rebuild Your Relationship. And one of the things that you need to do as a person is to know how you can forgive, how you can receive forgiveness, and how you can even forgive yourself and others. And that is why it is very important if you want to practice love, or if you've lost your love life, or somebody has hurt you one way or the other, and you were in a midst or in a situation whereby you've said to yourself, I can never love again, or I can never forgive. So that is why we need to encourage you, inspire you, challenge you, and motivate you to say, yes, you can overcome the trauma and still forgive again. Okay, so let's move. Let me ask you quickly these few questions. Did someone break your heart? Which I know that is very common. And majority of everyone listening to me today must have experienced that. Did someone betray or cheated or humiliate you? Even violate, abuse, take you for granted, or manipulate your mind and control your life? Do you want to learn then how to let go and rise above the situation of disappointment, desire, discouragement, how to communicate your expectations and feelings for people to understand it better? Because when they understand your expectation, when they understand your stand, probably things can be better. Then how to build trust, because when somebody has already hurt you or a lot of things has happened behind the scene, your trust will be breached and can be destroyed. But then there is hope, because when there is life, there is hope, and you can build your trust again and start all over. Then how to reconnect, restore, and rebuild your any relationship, marriage, family, and even partnership. And that is why I want to encourage every one of us on this platform to please and feel free to welcome, to invite your friends and your families, your relatives, your neighbors, your co-workers to join in and let us learn together. But before I go any further, I would like you to know something. 4 things that are missing in any relationship: ignorance, lack of understanding, lack of vision, and unknown of our identity, of who we are and our purpose. And I believe that yesterday, I really shared a lot on these 4 key points. So let me now move forward today. But before I go, let me remind you again that mindset is everything. This is the moment of truth that happiness depends on our mindset. A mindset opens opportunities and learning. It exposes us into reality of life, because life is a lesson that we need to learn from, and its genuineness. Mindset is how we judge the situation, how we perceive the situation, how we handle the situation, how we respond to the situation, and how we perceive others, how we treat others, how we understand them, and how we respect them with their own opinion, and how you can also give people space, because every one of us need space. The state of our mind matters, especially on this topic of relationship and forgiveness. And as the word of God said, as the man thinks, so is he. So that means the way you are thinking right now determines who you are, determines how you operate, determines how you perform, determines how you treat others, and determines how people perceive you. Someone that can never forgive is someone destined to be alone. And I want to believe that none of us are ready to be alone, because you cannot be an island, and a tree cannot be the forest. So we are here in this world to work together, stand together, share, and also impact into other people's life. We are also having relationship, because that is the only way you can demonstrate the level of the love that you have for yourself and also have for others. We are created in this world. The world is wide, bigger, larger. So you cannot isolate yourself. And that is why you need to be willing to forgive and let go and move on with your life. Forgiveness is one of the ways you can profoundly change your life. If you can forgive, then you can transform your life. If you can forgive, then you can change your situation. If you can forgive, then you can move away from bitterness to happiness, from negative to positive, and enjoy the rest of your life. It's not always easy. I will not come here to let you know that it is easy. It is not easy. But it is a skills that we can learn together. And that is why I'm here with you on this platform. So we can learn together and we can practice it, because practice makes us better every day of our lives. Forgiving and forgetting is a skill that requires work to become good at it. So it is not just listening to me, but we need to take action. We need to work towards it for it to work for us. But be smart. If someone took advantage of you wherever you are, at home, at work, in the business, in the society, in the community, it doesn't mean you shouldn't be careful to prevent it from happening again. So once you forgive, then you move on with your life. Forgiving means that you should let it go. So you don't have to be miserable thinking about that person every day for the next many years. Because the more you are holding on to that person, you are putting yourself in a cage and you are not freeing yourself. Then you are feeling bitter, you are feeling hungry, and it's affecting your health. And guess what? Even your happiness. Remember, life is too short. All these things I've mentioned yesterday, I'm just recapping before we move on. Remember, life is too short. Life can be hard sometimes. I will tell you that, because it's not easy with problems on our mind. We got to take one day at a time. And Rome is not built in a day. It takes patience, tolerance, determination to cook a proper, delicious soup, if you know what I'm talking about. So perseverance will not give up nor quit. Though the sea may be rocky and rough, though the road you are walking on might be so tough and rough, the universe will make sure we see the lighthouse from you truly is a guiding star. So no matter how far, it travels with us in all our directions. So we may overcome all our trials, our tribulations, our challenges, our adversities, and even every condition we find ourselves. But let me put a smile in you and tell you that yes, you can overcome. And it is possible to be fulfilled and be successful in life. And all these things are possible, and you can be happy again. Let me quickly also mention all this. I'm not going to elaborate it because of time. To overcome our emotions are by understanding the situation, understanding why the behavior, the attitude towards this situation, understand who you are, understand people. Then affirmation, you need to continue to affirm it to yourself, because the more you talk about it, the more you confess it to yourself, the more you are freeing yourself. Like, for example, you can say something like, I can manage my emotions. I can treat this thing properly. I can overcome it. I can forgive. I can love again. I can be happy. You know, when you keep saying it to yourself every day, every time, I am happy today. I am going out and I can give to others. I can share love to others. When you keep saying this, you will see that you find yourself even doing it. And then prayers, because it's not by our power, it's not by our might, it's by the Spirit of the living God. And that's why we have to depend on God, we have to trust God, and we have to ask God to help us to forgive ourselves, forgive others, and also receive forgiveness. Meditation. Meditate on the word of God. Meditate on every inspirational and motivational messages, and meditate on even the words that you yourself can write down in your journal. And then be willing to forgive. Be ready to forgive and to receive forgiveness. Okay. Negative emotions are tools that can tell us that something might be wrong. For your best result, take the appropriate action at the time something happens, and then be done with the emotion. So forgive and move on with your life. So if we are talking about positive and negative, you have the right to change that negative to positive by forgiving and moving on. No matter the situation, The situation you cannot control, you don't blame yourself or you don't stress yourself on it. But the best thing you can do is to free your mind, free yourself, and forgive and move on with your life. So let's now move to the technicals that will help you to forgive and let go and move forward with greater happiness. Number one, think about all the advantages of letting go of your hurt. Think about it. All the advantages that you will gain if you let go. Make a list of what you would gain by forgiving what has happened to you. Think about how free you will feel, how your relation with that person change. So these are the advantages and even more that I want you to start thinking. What if I forgive this person? What the good that will come to me? How am I going to be free and be happy? And not only that, how is it going to help me in my health? Because you need to start thinking, will it move me away from bitterness to happiness? Do I really want to be happy for the rest of my life and be free? So these are the advantages that you need to start thinking, especially when you are being hurt. Then number two, list the disadvantages of maintaining your negative feelings. List it. Yes, you've been hurt. You've been discouraged. You've been disappointed. They've treated you badly. Yes, these are negative feelings. But then I want you to list the advantage of maintaining your negative feelings. And what toll is it taking on you and the people around you? So when you keep feeding yourself, or when you keep allowing that negative feelings to keep going on and on and on for many years, how is it going to affect you and people around you? How does it affect even your children? If you can't forgive your wife, your family, your husband, parents, or anybody, how will it affect the children that you are raising and nurturing? Your beautiful gift from God. How does it going to affect them? And then, is it going to solve anything by continuing down the path you are currently on? What you are doing, the action you are taking right now, the attitude towards that negative feelings, does it going to help you at all solve any problem? Or are you going anywhere? So these are the things that, and many more, that you can list in your journals on the disadvantages of maintaining your negative feelings. Very important that you check that out. Then number three, commit to let go. It's difficult to accomplish anything without having the intention of doing so. Oh yes. It's more than just saying, I let go. Yes, I said it, that you can confess it and say it. Yes, I've let go. I've forgiven the person. It's so easy for you to say it with your mouth that I forgive, but you need to commit yourself to it. Most people don't miraculously lose 25 pounds or start saving an extra $100 every month. Anything positive normally starts with an intention. So you need to watch your intention of wanting to forgive and move on. So commit to finding ways to forgive and move on. I think that is just the way to be committed to it. Find a way to forgive. Find the good reasons why you should need to forgive. Find the advantages, like I said on number 1 and 2. You need to think about the advantages. You need to think about the disadvantages. And then the third one, you need to be committed to it by finding a way to forgive and move on. Then the fourth, that you have a choice. Oh yes, we are all intelligent, clever. We are creative. We are blessed, and we are fully created by God. We have what it takes to do what we want to do. We have the ability to control our situation. We have the ability to control and to change from negative to positive. We don't have to simply react to things like lower animals because we are above them. They are creatures as well. But God has given us the ability, the dominion, to have dominion over the things on this earth. So that is how powerful you are. You do have a choice about how you interpret things as well, and to take action afterwards, because your own understanding is better, that is different from other people's understanding. And the more you can understand it better, the more you become mature in handling any situation. So you can also change your mind and choose something different after your initial reaction. Oh yes, let's assume that you've rationally taken some drastic action or negative action based on how you feel, your emotions. Still, you can rethink and change the way you see things. You can renew your mindset and grow your mindset. You can change your mind at any time. You have the power to control your mind. And that is the reason why it is very important that you take ownership of your life. Very, very important. You can choose. And then number 5, be empathetic. It's easy to just assume that the other person is just a bad person, but maybe there is more to it than that. So be empathetic sometimes, because like we always say that sometimes we don't know it all. I remembered when Jesus was on the cross of Calvary, he said something simple: forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. We might not know it all. We might not even know that we are hurting you, or the person is hurting you, or you are hurting another person. So that is one reason why we need to be sometimes empathetic. And you don't even know the reason why the person is going through what he's going through, because that is very important as well. Everybody is facing one thing or the other in life, and that might affect the way they behave. That might lead them to do what they are doing. So that's why sometimes we need to be empathetic. When you are thinking about yourself, your feelings, how you feel, you also think of others. How will they be feeling at this time, even though they hurt you? Because they might not know, or they might be going through a lot that they don't want to share with others. So it is so easy to assume that the person is just a bad person, but maybe there is more to it than that. What else do they have going on in their lives? Maybe even if they didn't share it with you, but you can positively be thinking in that area. Has something happened in their past that caused them to behave the way that they did? Try to see things from their perspective. That's why we say you need to be empathetic. You might be surprised what you find out. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, you might be. So these are the practical ways that I want you to start taking action, positive actions, and start thinking about it. Because not everything you see that is intentional. Some of them might be intentional. Some of them they might not know they are even doing it at all. Not to talk of them being intention to do it. So you need to find out. Don't just assume and conclude. Then number 6, consider your part in it. Did you contribute to the issues in some ways? It's so funny sometimes, because when things happen, the first thing we want to do is blame, judge, condemn. But we need to assess the situation. Have I been contributed to this issue? Because whether we like it or not, one way or the other, it takes two to do something. So you might be 100% or even few %, but you need to consider your part. What have you what have you contributed to this issue, the way it is, the situation? It's rare that anyone is 100% innocent when a disagreement occurs, just like I said, because we are all human beings and we are not perfect. So when you start rethinking your mind, start re-engineering your mindset and start thinking, wow. Because you know what? I have met some couples that have divorced for many years. And then when I'm now chatting with them now, what they will say is that I wish I knew what I know now than then. I wish that I understand life. I wish we didn't take that action we took. And the good part of it is that some people, after many years of their divorce and separation, they came back together and remarried and also love themselves more than before because they've got the better understanding and they are mature now to understand what life is all about. So realizing your part in the matter can help you understand their motivation. Also, it's important to find forgiveness for yourself as well if you regret anything that you did during that event. So that is the problem we are facing. Instead of us to take responsibility, we quickly judge or condemn or even blame the other person. And that is what I want us to start thinking about it if we really want this transformation in our relationship. Then the seventh one, focus on here and now. Here and now, not the past and not even the future yet. Constantly reliving the past just keep the hurt feeling churning. Oh yes, when you are bringing the past to the present, when you are bringing the past event to the present situation, it damages your feelings and you also hurt another person. One of the key to life is to be in the present. Be now, be you, now. Forget about the past and the future. Look around you. What do you see? What are you doing? If you are washing the dishes, be 100% aware of the fact that you are washing the dishes, not thinking about other things. So be focused. That's what we want to tell you. Be focused on what you are doing right now, not what has happened, but now. Because what you do now will reflect the future. Then move on. Number 8, forgive the person and you immediately feel better. Oh yes, I believe every one of us want to be happy. We want to be free. We want to enjoy our lives. We want to have a good life. We want to have a good health. I believe every one of us want to do that. Then you need to move on from what has happened, from the past event. You need to move on and forgive yourself, forgive others, and receive forgiveness. Forgive the person and you immediately feel better. We are at our best when we act with compassion. Oh yes, we feel great too. Feel happy, joyful, even peace of mind when compassion and forgiveness are automatically part of our lives. I believe I experienced something like this years back when I have to hold on to the grudges of what people have done to me, said to me, treated me, abused me. I have to even not forgive myself as well. I did everything not to forgive myself and not to forgive them. But then I live a life of bitterness, sick every day, frustrated, even isolated myself. But what did I gain from it? Nothing. Instead, we are damaging ourselves. Not the only people that died. Even the way we feel can kill us. We're already dead if you are feeling bitterness, isolated. So that's why we need to come alive and free ourselves and feel great and be happy. When compassion and forgiveness are automatically part of our lives, you will feel the emptiness. You will feel the peace and joy in you. So forgiveness is something that you largely do for yourself. Very important. Okay, let's move to the next section. How can I forgive and be free? Good question. Probably that question is in your mind right now, because I've been saying about forgiveness since yesterday. Then how can I be free? To begin, consider the value of forgiveness. I've said it before. Its importance in your life at a given time. Reflect on the fact of the situation, how it has affected your life, your health, and well-being. I just shared my own experience to you just now. So you need to consider it. How important it is for you to forgive. How will it affect your life, your health, your well-being, your family, your children, and everyone around you? Forgiveness will help you move away from your role as victim and release the control and power that this offending person and situation have had on your life. As you let go of grudges, you will no longer define your life by how you've been hurt. Oh yes. Everyone that hurt us, either intentionally or not intentionally, has a motive, or they might not have a motive. But the motive behind is to see you miserable, to see you feeling bad, victim, and miserable. But then you can turn the stories around and change the chapter of your story, change the chapter of your life, and determine that you want to free yourself, determine to work towards it, determine to focus, and give them the ability of a doubt. Let them see you, your betterness, your lovely, beautiful face, your smiles, your happiness, your joy. Let them see it. You couldn't even use that time to help them too. Because when they now see that you've come out of that grudges, that situation they think they've put yourself, they put you in. When they now see it, they start thinking, maybe I also can be free like her. Look at her. She's happy. She's joyful. She's healthy. She's moving about. Everybody loves her. She's creating. She's imparting into other people's life. That is the reason. Unforgiveness spirit on the other side is the root of bitterness. It robs us of the full life God intends for us. Every one of us, God of the universe, has already created us for a purpose, to fulfill our purpose and be happy. But the situations we find ourselves in this world makes us to now feel bitterness and upset and being hurt and all this. It's not part of what God plans for us. It's plans for us to live a full life with good health, joyful, happy, peaceful, rather than promoting justice. Our unforgiveness festers into bitterness. Do you want to come out of this bitterness? Do you want to be happy for the rest of your life? Bear in mind that no matter how hard worker you are, you cannot exchange happiness for wealth. You cannot exchange happiness for your position or title. So if you want to be happy, this is the key point, one of the key points in life that we need to deal with for us to free ourselves and be healthy. If you have resentment against someone else, use this time. As we're talking right now, pick up your phone and phone somebody, or even text. Because of this technology now, we are free to do one or two things at the same time. So while you are listening to me and reasoning with me here, take your phone again and just take a few words and forgive whoever has hurt you. You'll be surprised how relieved you will be, how free you will be, and how happy you will be. So learn to forgive and forget quickly. It will reflect your emotions and give you peace and joy. That's it. Then another thing I want you to know, that sometimes events occurs and we easily just take rational attitude or rational action. But have you one time sit down and reflect and said, what really went wrong? Let me just read this to you. Identify what happened. Identify what caused you. Tell God and what happened. Release the hurt caused by the offender to the court of God, which is scary for the offender. Leave everything to God and let God be the judge. Now they have to answer to God, a much higher court, because forgiveness does not let the offender off the hook. It just releases you from the burden of carrying it all over the place. So it is for your good. Forgiving someone does not mean the offense or hurt didn't happen. It happens. We are human beings. We are natural. We are real. We are authentic. So obviously you will be hurt. It happens. It's reality. It's fact. But you can forgive and move on with your life. Forgiveness doesn't necessarily resume trust. Yes, trust is broken automatically. But at the same time, it might take years, few months to repair what has broken. So it doesn't mean that because you forgive that person, the trust is automatically resumed. No, you have to start all over again, starting ways to build that trust. I know through experience that when we choose to forgive and allow that to work within our heart, doing away with anger, hurt, bitterness, fear, thoughts of self-pity or self-righteousness, then the event becomes nothing. Oh yes, when you choose to walk away from it, then it will become nothing. We are able to bless those who have injured us when we act and forgive and also receive forgiveness with a sincere heart and are even willing to return to relationship, like I told you earlier on, with the example of the couple that have been divorced for many years, and then they return back, they reconnect and marry again and live together happily. This way, if it is relation that God needs for us to get back into, then we can build again what God intended to build the first time before the offense happened. Some of your healing and miracle requires forgiveness, because how can God forgive you when you have grudges against others? How? How can God heal you? How can God free you? So the offense go. So let the offense go and let your miracle come in, because it's about you, not about them. You want to be free. You want to be happy. You want to release yourself. You want to enjoy your lives. Then it is very important that you do that. I can't really cover all our sections today, but I'm just going to roll it over towards the end, because there's very important things I would like you to grab before you go. I can't see. I've got a lot of slides over here. I really can. Let me answer this question as well. Does forgiveness guarantee reconciliation? If the hurtful event involved someone whose relationship you otherwise value, forgiveness can lead to reconciliation. This, however, isn't always the case. Reconciliation might be impossible if the offender has died or is unwilling to communicate with you. In other cases, reconciliation might not be appropriate still. Forgiveness is possible, even if reconciliation isn't. Having to interact with the person who hurt you may be difficult. Yes? So if you haven't reached a state of forgiveness, being near the person who hurt you might prompt you to be tense and stressful, because we are human beings. To handle this situation, remember that you can choose to attend or avoid specific functions and gatherings. If you choose to attend, don't be surprised by a certain amount of awkwardness and perhaps even more intense feelings. Don't be surprised. You just have to learn the skills of how you can handle yourself, how you can manage your emotions. So respect yourself and do what seems best. Doing your best to keep an open mind. You might find that the experience helps you to move forward with forgiveness when it's you who need forgiveness. Okay, so let me move on quickly because I'm rounding up in a few minutes, because I want you to ask me any questions if you want to, or we can just let go until another day. Love is mandatory for us all. To love, care, unite, and forgive one another. So love needs to come in. What is the level of your love to others? Do you even understand what love is all about? Do you know the kinds of love? Because sometimes we mingle it together and we abuse it because we don't know which is which. I've written a book called The Love. Let me show you. I've written a book called The Love That We Lost. Let me show you physically. The love the love that we lost, if you can see it. Okay? Right. So in this, I was able to explain the differences between love. And also all the things I'm sharing with you today is also in the book. If you want to grab it, please get to www.amazon.com. So if you want my forgiveness automatically, you have it. I will love and care and be kind again and again. If I have offended you or offended anybody, I humbly ask for forgiveness. By God's grace, I will reassess the situation, learn from my mistake, and it will not repeat itself. That is me personally, and I believe you also can do the same thing. Forgiveness is freedom. Forgiveness is a command. Forgiveness shows we are not perfect and we are human beings and we can make mistakes. We can fail and we can fall. Forgiveness is a cure to bitterness, and you have the ability to want to move away from bitterness to happiness. Forgiveness is happiness and peace of mind. Because if you are holding grudges against people, you cannot have peace. And one of the ways for you to have peace in your mind is getting a better understanding of the situation and of the person that hurt you and even yourself. Forgiveness is happiness and is a peace of mind. So to let go is to promote peace. And peace has to start within yourself. To make peace with people, first of all, make peace for yourself and make peace with people. Forgiveness is divine. Because with all things, with God, all things are possible. It is possible for you to forgive yourself and forgive one another. Forgive us our sins, just as the prayer in Matthew said in the book of the greatest book, Bible. Say, forgive us our sins as we forgive those who trespass against us. So we too, we are asking God to forgive us. So the more you are asking God to forgive us, be willing to forgive others. So these are the steps to take to forgive one another. Like I said, identify what happened, identify the consequences it caused, and tell God what happened. So to release the hurt caused by the offender to God, I've already done that already. So let me just quickly share this and then I will round up. Let me see if I can go any further. Right. I will just quickly say this. Right. Let me just share with you. So go home. Well, don't go to sleep angry. Each night as I drift off to sleep, you have to adamantly refuse to use this precious time to review anything that you do. So don't go to bed. Sleep when you are hungry, because you never know, you might have nightmare and start thinking or start dreaming wrongly. Don't blame yourself either, because you are not perfect. Just learn from that mistake. Just allow the experience to unfold and tell yourself that no one has the power to make you uneasy without your consent, and that you are unwillingly to grant that authority to the person right now. Take responsibility for your part. Don't push the blame to others. I want to believe that any situation, every event, everyone has a contribution. They have a part in it. So discover it, identify it, and remove the blame. Removing blames means never assigning responsibility to anyone else for what you are experiencing. If you take responsibility for having the experience, then at least you have a chance to take responsibility for removing it and learning from it. You learn from it. Become a person who refuses to be offended by anyone, anything, or any set of circumstances. Free yourself. People will offend you, but it's the way you respond. Don't let their own opinion, their own attitude control your life. If you have enough faith in your own beliefs, you will find that it is impossible to be offended by the beliefs of others. Not being offended is a way of saying, I have control over how I'm going to feel. I choose to feel peaceful regardless of what I am observing or experiencing. Don't live in the past. The past is gone. This is now. Let go of the past, because the past will hold you. The past will limit you, and the past will even stop you and even create fear in you. So my conclusion is, love is sweet, relationship is adorable, marriage is worthy, and family spread to become a nation for those who work it out together. Are you ready to forgive? It is a process, and there will always be storms, challenges, adversities, mistakes, distractions, disappointment, discouragement, denial, and doubt, and even misunderstanding. It takes courage and determination. It takes two with the right mindset and attitude to build and transform their lives, their love, their marriage, their relationship, for it is not over until you win. And together, you can do it. Yes, you can overcome it. Love is the result of peace, and we can only unite and have peace when we love one another. It improves relationship to connection. So to have peace is to change ourselves, to be willing to forgive, to be ready to forgive, and to be ready to accept forgiveness. Our character, our behavior, attitude towards others, humble and willing to learn and respect others. So then finally, love and self-actualization. Without love, we really cannot stand together as we are walking in this line of humanity. We need to walk together, stand together. We need to understand ourselves, understand the situation, and gain more knowledge. Keep learning, keep gaining, keep changing and transforming your life. Because if you can do yours, others can do theirs. Because you are the inspirations to many. You are a leader to serve and to lead, and you are the role model. So on this occasion, I want to turn to you to say, are you ready to forgive yourself? And are you ready to forgive others? Are you ready to accept forgiveness and free yourself to be happy and have a healthy and happy life? I'll seize this opportunity to appreciate once again the ability and the opportunity given to me to share on this platform of IIU. I want to express my gratitude to Dr. Singer, Dr. Inga, and all the great leaders of IIU. Sir Piyush Pandit is the founder and president of International Intensive University. I want to say thank you, sir, for organizing or founding this IIU, for the platform for everyone to come and share, to come and learn, and to come and become better. I also want to appreciate the co-founders, the trustees, the vice chancellors, and all the board members, the ambassadors, the educators, the distinguished administrators, and the general secretary. And all you, all my lovely, wonderful friends that have gained this knowledge and wisdom from me today. And I've shared yours as well on the platform because I'm going to read them. And for any questions you've asked, we will definitely answer your questions. If you want to get through to me, go to YesYouCanInternational.com or YesYouCanInternational by Elizabeth.com. I'm sure you can get me through Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and any other social media. But the best one for you is to subscribe to Y.Y.C.I, YYCI.TV YouTube channel. Then you will gain a lot of knowledge and wisdom from our sharing. Thank you so much for this wonderful time. And I want to say thank you for listening to me today. God bless.